you love to play. Oh, you love to play. Don't your comments won't relay. Sign this on my page for you. Oh my God, he changed. Young life, I can't see back karma. I just need some brains so I could keep myself in order.
Welcome back to Church Chronicles.
Okay, Los, it's on the table. So we gonna test it out that way. You said don't have it on your shirt, don't touch it, put it on the table. And I told y'all we family, so this y'all channel. That's how y'all want it. So we gonna put it on the table. We gonna test it out. I'm gonna test out the sound right now with the intro. Don't mind the hair, cause it's gonna stick out like alfalfa. Don't mind it. Anyway, welcome to Saturday story time. He got problems, she got problems. Only I got 411 problems. Hey, hi, what's up, y'all? It's time for another story time, and welcome to I can't even talk. And welcome to Instant Bridesmaid. I just thought about this story time, and it literally just dropped back. I had completely forgot about it, but it dropped back in. Hold on, let me check the sound. Hold on, let me check the sound.
I don't like it. I tried it. I do not like it. It doesn't give authentic FaceTime phone call. I don't like it. It's like a muffled type situation. I don't like it. Maybe it's the mic. Maybe it's the quality of the mic. Maybe I need to buy like a more expensive one. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, so let's get into it. So this takes place. I don't even remember the year. And I did this again because I did not give this other girl a name. What are we gonna call her? I'll be looking for stuff. We're gonna call her Too Lit. We're gonna call her Too Lit because Too Lit had an interesting, very different lifestyle. Too Lit was one of those girls from the hood, but still had a balance, so to speak. So it's like I'm from the hood and I got some hood about me, but I'm intelligent. I know how to balance my life out. I know, like, when I walk into a certain building or when I walk into a elegant gathering or an elegant event, I know how to conduct myself. Even though I know when I start talking, you can tell I'm from the hood. Right? All right. So I met Too Lit through Gifted. So Too Lit is Gifted's cousin. And she actually, like, when we first started hanging out, because it was like all of a sudden it was like she appeared, and she was a lot. She was extra. It wasn't like she was bad, but she was just extra. It was like, girl, you ain't gotta do all that. Even though she know how to conduct herself, there was still times where it was like, girl, you ain't gotta do all that. And I think she was just literally just being herself. Like you see Florida girls, and I be like, they just a Florida girl. Because I have family in Florida, and I spent summers in Florida, so I know, like, Florida girls are not being extra, as we would say. They're just being a Florida girl. Too Lit, as far as I know, was not from Florida, but she was a little bit extra. It was like some things you ain't got to do. Like, sometimes people do too much, and it's like, you ain't got to do all that. Like, you don't have to do all that. Just calm down. But anyway, Too Lit was Gifted's cousin, and that's how I met her. So in the beginning, it was like, you ain't gotta do, you ain't have to do all that. And we kind of clashed because it was like this one specific incident after choir rehearsal. We used to always, like I said, most of the time it was like me, Gifted, Bootlicker, or a lot of us from the choir, like we would go get something to eat or we would go hang out at Bootlicker's house. So at like it was a one specific incident. It was like she had been coming along, and it was like this specific time. Don't come. Like tell her not to come. Like let it just be the original people, because again, sometimes she was just a little extra, and you ain't need to be that. You ain't need to be that. Like it's just like calm down. It was like she was more like proving herself, and you ain't have to, right? So she like Gifted told her like Angel don't want you to come. So like we're in the church, so she walked up because I'm talking to somebody else, and so she walked up. She was like, "Oh, you don't want me to come? You don't want me to be around? You don't want me to be around, Angel? You're not gonna steal my cousin. You're not gonna steal my cousin. I was here first. You don't want me to be around, but that's cool. I ain't gotta go. I ain't gotta come around. I ain't gotta come around. I want to be here with this bougie people anyway, and I want to be at this bougie church." Oh, should I put this in Church Chronicles? But yeah, so it was like, what? And I didn't mean it like I didn't want her ever around. It was just, at some some specific times you just want certain friends around. It's like I just want this certain vibe. And at this point in time, it had been a minute since me, Gifted, and Bootlicker hung out, like the original crew, because she had joined the choir, so you was always coming around too. But it was like sometimes, like, again, you just want the original people around, and I wasn't the only one. Was like, she extra, like you were doing too much to try to fit in. And truth be told, like if you had just been yourself, it would have been fine. But people could tell like you were doing too much to try to fit in. Anyway, so she was like, I don't care. And so she walked off, and so Gifted was laughing. And I should have copped that. But I didn't. Because it was like, why would you tell her that? Like, why would you tell her, or to make it seem like I was trying to be funny? When in reality, it was like, I just want, like, the original crew to hang out tonight. That's literally how I said it. It wasn't like, girl, I don't want her around. Please, can you tell your cousin to go home? I was like, no, just tell her not to come this time. I just want the original crew to hang out tonight. That's literally all I said. And so I was like, girl, it ain't even that serious. I literally just want the original crew tonight. And I was like, but do how you feel. That's literally how I am. Do how you feel. Believe what you want. Like the dude say, believe what you want, honey. Believe what you want. And so she was like, it's whatever. So she left. She felt away. So she ended up like calling her around and leaving. And what's crazy is after that, she never came back. Even though there was other things going on, because like I said, you can tell like you were doing too much, and then people was giving her the stank face and the side eye. They were in the church, but it was like you doing too much. Like you didn't have to do the things that you were doing. You did not to fit in. You could have literally just been yourself, because her being herself is a cool person. Like she's literally a cool person. So she had left and never came back. Anyway, we went to hang out that night. And so Gifted was like, girl, I kind of feel some kind of way. You ain't want my cousin around. And I was like, again, it's not that I don't want your cousin around. I said, because she's been around all this time. As I stated, I just wanted it to be the original crew. And so there were also other people that came over, and they agreed with me. They was like, yeah, like we just wanted to be chill. Because again, like I'm trying to explain and reiterate. You know how those people like who most of the time when they do it, they're uncomfortable, but you're trying to fit in, and it's like you don't have to do that. Like you already have a way in. Like Gifted is bringing you around, just be yourself. And it was like she would do too much. You know how people like if somebody make a joke and like the group be like and she would be like the make sure like you fit it. You don't have to do that, and you were doing that a lot to making sure, like, it was like, I'm gonna make sure I'm accepted into this group, and you didn't have to do that. So anyway, she never came back. She never came back. So let's fast forward, because all the stuffs and situations that goes on with I'm in love with the same man, you're gonna have to check out that series yourself. All that has happened in between, I leave, gone. And this particular time, I'm at my mama's house, and I don't even know why I'm at my mama's house, but I'm at my mama's house. I'm at my mama's house. I don't even know why, but I'm at my mama's house, because I remember being at my mama's house for the phone call. No, I'm at my mama's house. I don't know why, but I'm at my mama's house. I'm at my mama's house. Yes. So I remember being at my mama's house, and I remember Gifted calling, and Gifted was saying, because me and Gifted was still like cool or whatever, and Gifted at this point in time is, she has moved out of the city. And so at this point in time, Gifted had called, and Gifted was like, girl, guess who's getting married? And I was like, who? And so she was like, Too Lit. Now, mind you, Too Lit had no problem. She was a beautiful chocolate girl. Like I said, she had no problem living her life, experiences. Like, it was always something going on. Like, to hear her life story, you would sit back and be like, dang. Because she had been through some stuff, but she was a beautiful girl, so it was never any shortages on her being in a relationship or whatever. But this particular relationship, like, she had been going back and forth with this dude, but she was head over heels. And at times, ladies, like, we do that. Like, it be some, like, the red flags be everywhere during the relationship. And men too. The red flags be everywhere during the relationship, and y'all still be like, no, that's my man, or that's my lady, and I'm good. It's gonna change after the ring. I'm getting ahead of myself in my head. It's gonna change after the ring. And so a lot of times, a lot of people think that, like, even with a baby, oh, if I just have his baby, or if I trap her, because men do that. They do. If I trap her, everything's gonna be like, you gonna be in my life for the rest of my life. Like, she gonna stay, or he gonna stay. He gonna stick around, and the whole time they be like, out, gone, see you, goodbye, have a good life. That does not keep a person. The only thing that keeps a person is the person who wanna be kept. The only person who can be faithful to you is the person who made up in their mind, like, I'm not going to cheat on this person. I'm not going to play around. I'm not going to play with their feelings. Is that person. Nothing you do can make that person change. Oh, I'm going to make them grow up, or I'm going to train the man, or I'm going to make sure, like, I'm going to stick beside them. Even if you loyal, even if you go above and beyond, you can do cartwheels on that. You can eat to God heavens, you can eat that cookie snatch down. That don't mean she not gonna cheat on you. That don't mean she not gonna treat you right. That don't mean, like, she connected to you mentally and know how to. It's a lot. Anyway, so she had all these red flags with this dude. Do he need a name? No. He just gonna be this dude. With this dude, but she was in love. That was her man. And at all point in times, most females, when that's your girl, that's your homie, you back them up. You support them. Regardless. No judgment. I'm here for you. Here for you in the good. Here for you in the bad. I got you. Unless you doing some snake stuff and you hide information and all that other stuff. It's like yes and no. But other than that, most of the time, like, you supporting your girl, you got them back. You got their back. Or his back. Your homeboys, for the fellas. You got their back. Even though you will say, like, don't do it. Anyway, you had it back. Okay. So she Gifted hit me up, and so she was like, girl, Too Lit getting married. She getting married. And I was like, to who? And so she was like, girl, old dude. And I was like, why? Because it was a huge situation in her immediate family with this dude. It was a huge situation, and I'm not even going to say what it was. I refuse to say what it was. But it was a huge situation. And I was like, huh? And so she was like, yup. And I was like, oh, well, okay, well, congratulations. And so she was like, yeah. And I was like, well, tell her congratulations. She was like, yeah. She was like, but no, I'm calling because a lot of the people keep dropping out and she need a bridesmaid. Hold on, y'all. So I'm dumbfounded. Because what that got to do with me? What that got to do with me? I was like, oh, okay. And then in my mind, in the back of my mind, it's like, why are people dropping out? So I'm going, oh, okay. And so she was like, yeah, she need a bridesmaid. So I told her to call you. I said, what? Huh? Why would you tell her to call me? And so she was like, because she need a bridesmaid. And so she was like, it's getting close to her wedding. And I was like, well, how close is it? And so she was like, oh, it's like a month away. I said, oh, okay. And so she was like, so the girl who dropped out, she's like your shape. She's not really your height, but she's like your shape. She's a little taller than you. And so it's like the dress is there and the dress need to be paid for because they already ordered the dress. So I was like, girl, call Angel. I should have copped that too. Because I'm like, huh? Like, I'm confused. I'm confused. Mind you, I haven't talked to Too Lit in years. Like, we seen each other in passing and crossing on social media, but there hasn't been a conversation so deep. There hasn't been a relationship so extravagant to the point where I'm standing up for you at your wedding. And then, why you even married this? I wish I could tell y'all what the whole situation was. I really wish I could tell y'all what the situation was. But it was rumors that her fiance had an affair with her mama. Oh my God. It was bad. Put it like that. It was bad. The situation was bad to the point of it's like, girl, why are you marrying this dude? Why are you marrying this dude? And it's, ooh, no, because they'll be giving away too much. Anyway, and I was like, so I'm sitting here still baffled because it's like, why would you give her my name? And then I don't even live there. So now that means I have to come up with a place. Like, I have to drive to come up with gas money. And at this point in time, am I working? Did I just stop working? Unsure. Unsure. I think I was a little okay. I don't even know why I was at my mom's house. I really don't. But I know the phone call was at my mama's house. I know I left from my mama's house. Anyway. Maybe I wasn't working because I was stressed out. So maybe I wasn't working. Anyway. So she was like, well, I mean, she was like, it's a month away and we can't find nobody else. And I know, like, she was like, you can help her out. Like, you know, you can help her out. And I was like, let me think about it. She was like, all right. And hung up. But like 10 minutes later, Too Lit called. So that means you gave her my mama's phone number because you don't have my number. You gave her my mama's phone number. So I'm answering the phone because, again, no caller ID. So I'm answering the phone like, hello. So she was like, hey, girl. Long time no see. I ain't heard from you in so long. I see you on social media. You be doing your little thing or whatever. But, hey, girl. So I was like, hey, who is this? Who is this? And so she was like, Too Lit. And I was like, oh, hey. And so she was like, yeah, Gifted told me to call you about the bridesmaid thing. And then she said that you was, that you was interested in doing it. I said, oh, whoa. I said, I never said that. I told her that I would think about it. And I said, because this is a short notice. And I was like, I'm not working right now. Because I was stressed up. So that's probably why I was at my mama's house. I was like, I'm not working right now. So no, that's not what I said. And so she was like, oh. So she, you know, she told me that you said that you was gonna be cool with it or whatever. And she was like, girl, like I'm, you know, I'm running out of time. And I was like, well, why you just can't like maneuver without it? Like, why you just can't maneuver without it? And so she was like, because like all the groomsmen have their stuff, and so I just need that one person to stand in. Like, it's just that one person. Everybody else is ready. Everybody else is ready to go. It's just that one person who just dropped out. And so I was like, girl, I was like, as I told her, let me think about it. So she was like, please, please, like, this is my wedding. I know we haven't talked in a long time. Like, I know we weren't, like, on the best of terms, but please, this is my wedding. Like, I'm just trying to make my wedding perfect. Like, I'm stressed out. I just don't know what to do. It was last minute. That girl was supposed to be my friend. Please, please, I just don't know what to do. Please, can we, please, please. You know... When something is in your mind telling you don't do it, don't do it. Don't do stuff based off other people's feelings. If you got like an inkling, like, I know it's nothing wrong with being a good person, but if you got an inkling, like, this person is using you, like you get a feeling where it's like, this person is not genuine. But I was like, it's whatever. And I was like, girl, let me think about it. So she was like, all right. And so she hung up. And so I felt bad because I'm that type of person too. Like, it's like I did that a lot. Like, I've been in places that I didn't want to go. I've done things that I didn't want to do because I have sympathy or empathy for the person that I'm hanging around with or the situation. And it's like, oh, if I'm in that situation, because I do that a lot. If I'm in that situation, I want people to come through for me. When in reality, if I'm in that situation, 9 times out of 10, they're not coming through for me. They're not. Reality. They're not. They're not coming through for me. Like, it's just, a lot of times people know when you have a soft heart or a good heart and they're going to prey upon it. That's literally what it is. Not everybody, but a lot. Majority. Anyway. And you going to have to create boundaries. So, I went upstairs and I saw my mom and I was like, can I run something by you? Because I'm that type of person where I check me. I check me a lot. I do. I check me a lot because sometimes I be looking at stuff and I'm very logical. I can't speak for all Capricorns. I can just speak for this one. This Capricorn is extremely logical. I'm a logical thinker. So if it doesn't have common sense for me, it's very confusing for me of the common sense level to it. Like, it needs to have common sense for it to make sense for me. Logical thinking for it to make sense to me is like, that don't make sense, especially if there's no logic. So I went upstairs and I was talking to my mama and I was like, let me run something by you right quick. And so she was like, what's up? And so I was like, this girl that I know of, we used to go to church together. We really wasn't all into that. I was like, we weren't really like good friends, but I know her like from mutual people. She's getting married and she needs a bridesmaid. And so my mom was like, Mom was like, so why she call you? Again. And I was like, well, she called me after she was told by a mutual friend to call me. Like, girl, call her. And I was like, because according to the mutual friend, Gifted, I'm the shape, like the girl, I'm the shape of the girl. I'm not really her height, but I'm the shape of the girl. I can fit the dress. And the dress is already like there. They've already ordered the dress. They just need a body in the dress. And so my mom was like, well, how much is the dress? And I was like, I don't know. I didn't get that far. So I was think about it. And so I was like, because that comes into play. I'm going to have to pay for the dress. Yes. Stay with me. And so I was like, the dress is already ordered. And so she was like, so if the dress is already ordered, why didn't the girl pay for the dress? And I was like, well, from me assuming of what I gather, the dresses are ordered. Nobody paid is what I'm assuming. I don't know. So she was like, yeah, that don't make sense. And so she was like, I don't know. She was like, I don't know. I don't really know what to say. She was like, I don't know. She was like, at a point, she was like, you can go and you can help her out because it's her wedding and it's a month. And so she was like, in planning a wedding. So she was like, she was like, a lot. Both of my weddings were, you know, like small. So she was like, and it was still stressful. So if she's planning something, I can't imagine like the stress she's in. So she was like, you know, the godly thing to do is to, you know, just like help her out. She was like, but if you don't feel comfortable, don't do it. I keep saying, if I just listen to my mama. And I'm getting ahead of myself. Slow down. Anyway, so I was like, yeah, let me think about it. So the next day, cause like when I'm thinking, I told y'all, if you paid attention to my story times, when I'm thinking if I got a lot on my mind, I need to be quiet. I need to leave me alone. Let me figure that stuff out. Because again, if it don't make logical sense to me, I'm looking at you sideways. You playing in my face right now. If it don't make logical sense, like you're trying to use me, you're trying to cover up some bull, and you trying to use me, and I don't appreciate it, and I hate that. I hate when you playing in my face. Don't try to use me to cover up or cover for somebody else, and don't play in my face. Don't think I'm stupid. Like, I'm gonna pull back, look at the whole situation, and if I feel like you me over, I'm gonna leave you alone. And you got to do it multiple times, and it really get on my nerves. Anyway, and if it don't benefit me, I'm removing myself. Period. So anyway, so like I didn't call her like back because they had called me like earlier during the day before. And so like the next day, like I'm sitting there chilling, like contemplating, like, should I do this? Should I not do this? Like financially, who gonna watch Ty? I knew my mom was gonna watch Ty. Ty literally with my mama and Ty, it's like I'm not even there. But I still, me being a parent, like I'm putting all that into play because I'm still his mama, number one. And then number two is like I'm not working, so finances, all of that, thinking about all that, does this make logical sense? I'm a logical thinker. So the phone rings and my mama says, Angel, telephone. Who calling me? Who calling me? So I knew like it was somebody who don't have like personal contact with me, because if you have personal contact with me, you're not calling my mama line, you calling my phone. So I get the phone and I say hello. And so Too Lit was like, hey girl, I was just calling to see, have you decided, because you know I have to like go for like people need answers, and then these people need money. And so I was like, who need money? And so she was like, the bridal shop. And I was like, why does the bridal shop need money? Why does the bridal shop need money? And so she was like, oh, like the dress have to be paid for. Why does the dress need to be paid for? And I was like, y'all didn't pay for the dress before y'all ordered? And so she was like, well, yeah. And I was like, okay, so why does the dress need to be paid for? And so she was like, well, I had to give her money back because she's no longer in the dress. I was like, that don't make sense to me. And so she was like, no. She was like, because she dropped out, like she had already paid for it, like you not paying for the dress, like, so, I mean, you not wearing the dress, so I gave her money back. I said, I'm confused, because if y'all paid for the dress before y'all ordered the dress, she would have paid the bridal shop, not you. So why she wouldn't be able to get her money back? And so she was like, oh, the bridal shop said it was non-refundable. So if the money non-refundable, why did you end up paying her back? I said, again, this is not making sense to me. And I need sometimes. She was like, please, Angel, like, I'm so stressed out. I don't know what to do. I'm just ready for this to be over. But I want to have a good day. My daddy done put money into this. My mama done put money into this. Like, I just want to, you know, like, I just want my wedding to be perfect. I just want my wedding to be perfect. I was like, when is like the fit? Like, cause she was like, oh yeah, cause she was like, please, she was like, because, and I was like, and why is this so urgent? Yeah, I was like, even though I know stuff is a month away, why is this so urgent? She was like, oh, because the fitting is next weekend. The fitting is next weekend. That's why you hounded me. The fitting is next weekend. So I need to know, like, if, like, you gonna do it, if you're not gonna do it. Because, again, I'm sitting here going, if you pay her money back, why not just drop it? Like, the groom, that whoever the groom is, he can walk by himself, or it could be two people on the side. Make that joint work. Make him a usher, like, in my head. In my head, I'm going, like, none of this don't make sense to me. And so she was like, yeah, the fitting is next weekend. Please, like, please. I'm just, you know, like, I'm just trying to make this, like, the best wedding. This is going to be my only wedding. This is going to be my only wedding. It wasn't the only time that she had been married, but she was like, this is going to be my only wedding. This is going to be my only wedding. And I'm just trying to make it perfect. I'm just trying to make it perfect. So I was like, I don't know, just give me a little time. Just let me think about it. And I was like, because I have to think about, like, a place to stay. I have to think about, like, because I don't live down there. So I have to think about a place to stay. I have to think about gas, like, all this stuff. And I said, and also money for this dress. And I was like, and I'm not working right now. So I have, all that is coming into play. And so she was like, okay, yeah, I understand. So she was like, how long? And I was like, just give me some time. I'll call you. I promise I'm gonna call you. So I go back upstairs to my mom, and I was like, girl. I was like, she claimed, like, she gotta pay the bridal shot. She claimed the fitting is next week. So my mom was like, next week? And I was like, yeah, the final fitting is next week. I was like, the wedding is next month. She was like, oh. She was like, Angel, just like, if she calling you like that, just do it for her. She was like, she seemed like she in a bad place. Just do it for her. And I was like, I don't know. And then there goes that. Well, if you was in a situation, would you want somebody to come through for you? And I'm a different type of chick. If somebody drop out, baby, you just drop it, and I'm gonna maneuver the other dude. Like we gonna maneuver something else. Like, I'm not going to look for somebody else to fill this spot. You just dropped out. Stuff happens. Cause like, God forbid, somebody passed away before the wedding date. Like, you can't. I'm just saying. Anyway, so I was like, and so she was like, I'm just saying. She was like, and then, one thing about black people, they gonna put that, you know, if you do good to other people, God is gonna bless you. You know, throw that out there. And I was like, yeah. One thing's for certain, I do believe in karma. So I will say that. I done seen some stuff. So I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say that stuff don't work. I done seen people do some nasty stuff to me, and that karma coming slap you so quick. And then I've also seen when I do some stuff or I say some stuff and karma be like, girl. So yeah. And I've also seen when I've done right by people and karma come back and be like, here you go, because you did good. So I'm a big karma girl. Big on karma. So I called Tulip back, and I was like, okay, girl, yeah, I'm gonna do it. She was like, oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I so appreciate it. Yeah, I can't wait to see you. So it's next weekend. So make sure you know, I think the fitting was like 1:00. So make sure you're gonna be at 1:00. This is the place. Look up the place. You know, just let me know. And I was like, what's the colors? Cause do you want like your hair done a certain way? And so she was like, no girl, I don't care. I don't care how you come. Just long as you standing, just long as you in a dress. I don't care. So I was like, oh, okay. So left it alone. Went upstairs, told my mama. I was like, all right, I'm gonna do it. And so she was like, okay. And I was like, so the fitting is next week, so I'm gonna need you to watch Ty. And so she was like, girl, as I stated, I wasn't even there. It was her and Tyler's house. I was just a visitor. I was just a visitor. Anyway, so speed up to the weekend. We go to the fitting. So I get to the fitting, and like I'm coming in town, like right upon the, you know, around this time when we supposed to meet for the fitting. So I'm sitting in my car. And so at this point in time, I was a little excited because I was like, oh, I haven't seen Gifted in a long time. So I'm going to be able to see her. So I was excited to see Gifted. So I'm sitting there waiting. And so like this other girl pulled up. So she had pulled up. And then this other lady pulled up. She pulled up. And then Tula and her mama pull up. So we get out. So it's literally me, other girl, Tula, her mama. So, the lady was like, so is this your whole party? And so she was like, oh no, one is missing because she's out of town, which was Too Lit. And so she was like, so she's not going to be able to make it today. So at this point in time, like Too Lit is not working. She didn't have a way down. She didn't have a car. So I kind of understood like her not coming out. She was like, girl, I'm going to just come down for the wedding. And so I understood, like, you know, her not being there. I was kind of disappointed because I wanted to see her, but it was like I understood, like, both of us, everybody going through some situations. That's why I was at my mama's house. I wasn't working, but I wasn't struggling. I was looking for a job, and I think Gifted had lost her contract. That's why I was at my mama's house. And Gifted had to move back in with her mom. That's why. Okay. So anyway, so we're in the bridal shop, and we're so the lady was like, before I can bring out any dresses, we have to settle out the account. In my mind, I'm thinking I'm paying Too Lit, because remember, Too Lit was like, I have to give her money back. So the dress, the girl had already paid for the dress, and you had to give her money back out of your pocket. I'm thinking I'm paying Too Lit, right? So what you call her? What you call the lady? Anyway, the shop manager. So at the bridal shop, the shop manager was like, yeah, we have to settle accounts. And so she called out one of the bridesmaids' name, the girl who had pulled up. Like, I was there first, and the girl who had pulled up after me. And so she was like, oh, we have to settle your account. And so she was like, you haven't paid anything. She was like, you made a payment arrangement, you haven't paid none of the payments, so the full balance is due before I can let you try on the dress. So the girl goes, oh, that's a mother. So the girl goes, that's a motherfucking lie. That's a motherfucking lie. I paid in full. So the lady she was Caucasian. So the lady's like, well, first of all, you're going to not talk that way and not in my shop. And so she was like, if you paid in full, show me your receipt. So she walked outside to go to her car. So while she walked outside to go to her car, the lady said, oh, so the other dress, this bridesmaid's dress is it's $109. And so Too Lit turned around, so she was like, oh, Angel, you got to pay for the dress. I said, pay for what dress? She was like, the bridesmaid's dress, you filling in her spot. And I said, girl, you told me the girl had already paid for the dress, and I gotta pay you. And you told me, like, hey, don't worry about it, after the wedding, because I'm not working. She was like, oh, maybe I had mistaken for somebody else. She was like, but no, it's $109. So I call her, look, Not saying that I didn't have it, but I had no intentions on giving you a whole $109 because you had already told me, like, the girl, like, the previous discussion is, hey, don't worry about it. You can pay me whatever you can pay me back. I had to give the girl her money back. Don't worry about it. I just want my wedding to be okay. Like, I just need somebody standing in the dress. So the lady was like, and I was like, ain't this the... So I go outside to my car to go get my purse. So I come back in and I asked the lady, I was like, do you take checks? And so she was like, yeah. So I wrote the check for $109. Pissed. And so the lady was like, oh, okay. So she was like, okay, here's your dress. So she was like, you're not the girl who we fitted for this dress. And I said, nope, I'm not. I'm a fill-in. And so she kind of looked at me, and so she was like, well, here's what I'm gonna do. She was like, because you were fill-in, and so she was like, and apparently you didn't know about the price. She was like, I'll give you a little discount, right? And so she was like, so before you leave, make sure you come back and you get a little discount off, right? So I was like, oh, okay, thank you. So the other girl come back in, and she was like, I can't find my receipt. I can't find my receipt. I know I paid. I know I paid. I know I'm paid. I know I paid. And so Too Lit looked at her mama, and so she was like, can you just pay it? Can you just pay it? Because I don't have it. I had to pay the other girl back. Can you just pay it? Can you just pay it? So her mama was like, oh. So she walked outside, went to her car, came back in with her checkbook, and wrote a check for the other girl dress balance. Paid that. So the lady was like, okay, so now that's settled. Okay, let's try on dresses. So we get back there, and mind you, at this point in time, I'm not thick. I'm stressed out. I'm skinny. So anytime that I'm skinny, know that I'm stressed out. Stuff not working out. My regular schmegular, I'm alright. I'm alright. When I'm skinny, stressed, depressed, going through it. Help me. Anyway, so I'm skinny. So the lady go, and so she was like, okay, so you can try on your dress first. So the girl who did not pay and who made this decision, she was like, no, I want to try on my dress first because I got to go back to work. I'm on my lunch break. I said, she can try on her dress first. I don't care. So she tried on her dress first. She came out. She was like, yeah. She was like, I know I paid this dress, but don't worry about it, mama. Talking to Too Lit mama, I'm going to pay you back. So the mama kind of just looked at her, and it was like, whatever, right? So she was like, yeah. So she was like, it fit, it's perfect. So the lady was like, oh, okay, so you can take it off and you can take it with you. So she was like, all right, I see y'all later. See y'all in a couple of weeks. She left. So she was like, okay, you can go ahead and try on a dress. So I go try on a dress. Now, mind you, I was expecting, because Too Lit and Gift had told me, like, the girl was taller than me. So the lady, and I was like, the lady taller than me. I was like, so it's probably going to be too long. It was too big. The dress was too big up here. It was too big. Too long. Looking a mess. I said, oh, hell no. I literally said it out loud because I just paid $109 for this. So the lady was like, it's not enough time to do major alterations. So Too Lit mama was like, oh, don't worry about it. She was like, I can help. Like, just come to my house tonight, and then I'll do the alterations. Like, I'll take it up. I was like, all right. So took out the dress. She was like, okay, here's your dress. Everybody else tried on they stuff or whatever, and then we all left. And so she was like, thank you so much for coming. See you in a couple of weeks at the wedding. She was like, I so appreciate it. And I was like, she was like, what's wrong? I said, girl, you told me you had paid this lady already. I was like, she had paid the lady already, and you had to give her her money back. And you told me, like, I ain't have to pay nothing. I could just pay you whenever for this dress. I said, nah, I done paid for a dress that I can't even fit. She was like, Angel, like, I'm just stressed out. Like, please, like, we'll talk about it later. I said, at this point, it's whatever. So, I would say at this time when it was time for the fitting, I would say the wedding was like 2 weeks away. So, wedding comes and it's the wedding weekend. So she was like, oh, don't worry about getting like a hotel or nothing. You can come stay at my house. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I get in town, calling her, and I'm calling her like, girl, because at this point in time, like, excuse me, I'm staying at your house. So I'm calling you. So you have my cell phone number. So I'm staying at you. I'm calling you. You not answering. When you finally answer, you was like, girl, you didn't even say my number because you was like, who is this? And I was like, girl, this is Angel. Why you not answering the phone? And so she was like, oh, my bad. She was like, you in town? I was like, yeah. So she was like, oh, okay. This is where I live at. Girl, you live in the projects. Nothing wrong with living in the projects. Nothing wrong with living in, what you call it? Income housing. Base income housing. Baby, I wish I could get in base income housing. Nothing wrong with that. But I'm like, where am I sleeping? Because I'm walking in and she was like, girl, she had just did laundry and she was like, oh, wait a minute. And she had like bags and stuff over there because you know you're not supposed to have no man over there. And you had just had an inspection, so you had to hide your fiance. So his stuff was all over the place. They had already did inspection, like you was moving stuff. You had did laundry. It's stuff all over the place, trying to get stuff going for the wedding. Like, it was just, oh, stuff all over the place. It was stuff all over the place. So I was like, girl, where I'm gonna sleep at? And so she was like, oh, right here on the sofa. I could have got a hotel. And so she was like, it's all good because I'm not gonna be here, so you gonna have this here by yourself. She's like, my kids may pop in and out. Why would your kids pop in and out? Because at this time she had 4 kids. Yes, she had 4 kids. So it's like, your oldest wasn't gonna be there, but the other 3, why would the other 3 pop in and out? Because the other 3, like, you had, the youngest was like 1.5. Why would they be popping in and out? Who watching kids? Who? Huh? Ain't no babysitter. Even though I used to when I was in high school, but that, we far beyond that. And so I was like, anyway, I was like, girl, what we gonna do about this dress? And so she was, because like they left when we was done with the fitting. They left. Lady didn't give me a discount because the check cleared for the full price on my damn account. I ain't get no discount. You didn't do the dress. I'm looking at, I was like, what your mama gonna do about this dress? Because baby, this don't fit. She was like, oh yeah, that's right. She did tell me once she get off work, like, to take you over to my mama house. I was like, oh, okay. So I'm sitting there. She was like, you hungry? Like, you want something? I was like, nah, I just really thought like I was gonna be chilling. So she was like, where is Gifted at? Like, I've been calling her, and she not answering her phone. I was like, I don't know. So she was like, can you text her and find out where she at? I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I text her, and I was like, girl, where you at? Like, you on your way? So she was like, nah, I'm still at work. Gifted is the maid of honor. I was like, well, what time, like, you not getting off early? Because, huh? You not getting off early? So she was like, nah, like, I remember, like, I just got this job, so no, I can't get off early. And so she was like, and I don't have no transportation, so I had to wait for somebody to bring me. I said, oh, okay. So that night, I was like, she said she's still at work. She was like, she's still at work? What? She's like, I got so much stuff to do and I'm stressed out. What you mean? She said she's still at work, and why she not responding to me? I said, maybe she don't want to stress you out more. So she was like, oh my God, I got so much running around to do. She was like, okay, well, you gotta help me. So we running around town trying to get the last little stuff going, to get the last stuff going together for this wedding. Running around town. When I tell y'all, by the time I got there, my feet was running. We was hitting the ground running, trying to get stuff together for this wedding that I ain't even supposed to be a part of. So I would say around 9:30 p.m., her mama finally starts pinning the dress. Well, I can't really sew it together. She was like, because of how they got it. So you sewed this part like under the arm. I'm skinny. So under the arm, like you sewed it to where like it fit to me. And it's not drooping and falling down. And then you kind of took some off the bottom where I'm not tripping over the dress. You rigged that up. So people are coming in, and so I was like, girl, where gifted at? She was like, girl, I don't know. She was like, I don't know where she at this point in time. Like, I'm upset she not even answering me. You done been here for me, like you done been running around with me. So at this point in time, I don't know, but I don't even want to talk about her right now. And I was like, oh, okay. So what you about to do? Cause it's 10:30 now. Because her mama finished with the dress. So she was like, girl, I don't know. I just need to relieve my head. I think I'm going to go to the club. She was like, oh, here go the keys. You can go to the house. You can go to the apartment. So I went to the apartment and I'm laying there. And it's nobody there. Like, I literally had the apartment by myself. Her kids were at her mama's house. She was out and about somewhere. I don't know where she was. And I'm just sitting there in somebody else's house in two lit apartments, just laying there. Like, and when I'm somewhere where I'm not comfortable, I don't sleep. So I'm just looking up at the sky, and I was like, baby, this face is going to be looking crazy tomorrow. Crazy. So wake up. It's wedding day. Wake up and getting dressed, getting things together. So she come and she running in the door. Too Lit is running in the door. And so she was like, Angel, wake up. Gift is still not here. Gift is the maid of honor. Gift is still not here. And I was like, okay. So she was like, I need you to help me do me a favor. I need you to take my boys to get their hair cut. Where the hell is their damn daddy? Why the daddy not taking them to get their hair cut? Did he not go get his hair cut today? She was like, yeah, but he said he don't have enough time and the barber can't fit him in. I was like, girl. So she was like, so why you take the boys, like you sit with the boys to get their hair cut, I'm going to go get my hair done. What? Your kids don't know me. I just met them. They don't know me. What you mean? Sit with them. So we go to, because she was like, she was like, can you ride with me to the barbershop? So I ride with her to the barbershop, thinking that these boys got an appointment to get a haircut. You are a walk-in. You're talking to the dude like, please, I'm getting married today. Can you squeeze my boys in? Huh? So the little boy, the baby, who is the ring bearer and is part of the wedding party, don't want to sit in a seat. And so she was like, if you can just hold him. I said, baby, this baby don't even know me. He's not going to sit in my lap. Huh? So you're going to have to sit here and hold him, because I'm sitting there trying to hold him. And when you walking out the door, the little boy said, ah, like you screaming, crying. And I'm like, girl, come get your kid. Come get your baby. Come get your baby. And the dude was like, hey, like, I can't cut his hair like this. Like, you got to hold him. I said, I am holding him. And so he was like, you got to hold him harder. Like, what you want me to do? Like, manually hold him. So she was like, oh. So you came, put the baby in your lap, and the baby sat there and got his hair cut. So once he sat there and got his hair cut, like we sitting on the side because the other little boy, like he old enough to just sit there to get his hair cut. He excited to get his hair cut. You sitting there now, you mad. Gifted not answering her phone. Still not in town. The wedding is in a couple of hours. And you're mad with me because I couldn't control your kid to get his hair cut. I really wish Gifted was here because Gifted would have made him sit down. I almost called the baby nickname. Gifted would have made him sit down. Gifted would have made him sit down. I said, well, she should have been here because she's the maid of honor. So if that was something that y'all discussed, she should have been here. I'm a feeling. I said, and then again, why wasn't he with his daddy? When his daddy went to get his hair cut, why didn't he take his kids? Huh? So she kind of caught me. She was like, I'm just stressed. I'm just stressed. So her phone ringing, and so she walked out. And you sat like the little boy on the sofa. Sit down, don't move. I'll be right back. And walk out the door. So the little boy is jumping all on the sofa. So I'm on my phone. So the dude was like, hey, sit down. Hey, sit down. Talking to the baby. That ain't my baby. So the dude was like, you not gonna make the baby sit down. I was like, this is not my kid. Clearly, you just saw. I was like, this boy don't know me. I'm a fill-in. He said, I was like, yeah. I was like, I know. I'm like, this was last minute of me helping her out. He was like, oh, okay. So the boy in the chair said, hey, tell your little brother to sit down. So he called the little boy nickname. He said, sit down. So the little boy said, so the barbershop started laughing. So she come back in. So she was like, what's funny? I said, your kids. So she was like, Gifted on her way. Haircut is finished. We're leaving. So she was like, okay, we got to go back to the house because we got to take all this stuff to the church. What we taking to the church? What we taking to the church? She was like, we got to take like this wedding stuff, like, because the, the wedding planner, she hadn't, by midnight, she took a break. And so she was like, I'll finish early in the morning before the service. She hadn't finished decorating. So she was like, we got to take the rest of this stuff so she can finish decorating. It's hours before the wedding. Say what? I was like, so I look at her back seat because we're in her truck and it's like all this stuff. So anyway, we get to the church and her cousin is there. Gifted is close on her way. So, but as we're leaving the barbershop, she was like, Angel, you been helping me. You been here. At this point in time, you the maid of honor. Whoa. I don't want to get in between nothing you and Gifted got going on, baby. I'm cool with it. And so she was like, oh, Gifted supposed to sing. So since she not here and she no longer the maid of honor, I need you to sing the Lord's Prayer for me in the wedding. What? Huh? Girl, wait a minute. She was like, what? What's the problem? I don't understand. What's the problem? You sung at old girl's wedding. Right. Her mama asked me months prior to sing the Our Father's Prayer at this girl wedding. Months prior. What are you talking about? What do you mean? Months prior. She was like, I know, but Gifted ain't here. Like, she ain't here. She ain't the maid of honor no more. So I need you. She's supposed to sing. So we're at the church and we go to her house. I go to her house and she was like, I'm gonna drop you off at the house. And then after we took the stuff to the church, I'm gonna drop you off back at the house so you can get dressed. And I'm gonna go get dressed somewhere else. Because Gifted was supposed to help her get dressed. So I was like, okay, cool. So she dropped me off to the house. I walk in, I go take a shower. And at this point in time, like, I'm stressed. And at this time, no deodorant. I don't know for the life I do know. It was just literally stress. No deodorant was working. I can put on Degree, and within 2 hours later, I am musty ass. All get out. And I tried powder. I tried the Degree powder. I tried the Degree gel because I was making sure I was degree. And I had to realize after, it was like, girl, you're stressed. Inward stress does a lot to the body. But it was like, girl, and then it's like I got on mini straps. So it's like, okay, you're going to have to figure this out. Because, like, after you get out the shower 2 hours, I'm musty. That deodorant did not work. So I was like, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? So I'm thinking once I get to the church, like, well, I can, like, because that don't wear off, quick wash up, because I prepared for it, because I know I'm going through this situation. I prepared for it, so once I get to the church, like, I can wash up and do that again, right? So I done got dressed. I done did my hair, look cute. As far as I'm concerned, I look decent enough. I'm in the dress, get in the car, go to the church. So I get to the church because after I done got dressed, like, I'm starting to smell me. I'm starting to smell the must. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I got to wash up. So I'm in the bathroom, and here come her other cousin, who is a bridesmaid. So she walking, she was like, oh, can you help me? And I was like, damn. I hadn't washed up yet. But it's like, I'm not going to tell this girl, like, no, girl, I got to wash up under my arms because I'm sweating from stress. Like, I'm stress sweating and I'm stinking. I'm not going to tell her that. So she was like, can you help me? She had asked me to help her with her necklaces and, like, the jewelry and stuff. So she leaning to the side, and so I'm up, my arms are up, and I'm putting on her necklace. And so she was like, ooh, oh. And I was like, I'm sorry. She was like, it's all good. She walked out, and I knew I was going to be the little conversation. But so after she left, I was like, it's whatever. So let me go ahead and finish what I was doing. So, I'm washing up. Okay, cool. Washed up, got refreshed. Real better now. So I'm walking out waiting for the wedding to start. Well, they can't find the groom. The wedding not gonna go on anyway, because y'all haven't paid the balance to the dang on preacher. So the preacher not gonna do your wedding because he need the rest of his money. Guess who got the rest of the money? The groom. They can't find it. I said, I'm in the twilight zone. I'm in the twilight zone. I am in the twilight zone. Mind you, I know the preacher, so me and the preacher cool, because I used to live in this city. So me and the preacher cool. We talking. So he was like, ain't nothing going down till I get my money. And I ain't mad at it, because it's like it's been months. Y'all could have paid this man. It's been months. Why is stuff being done day of? Like, why last minute stuff that should have been done day of? So the groom shows up, and the groom is eyes red. You can smell the alcohol. So his homeboys is trying to sober him up. Ooh, I skipped the part. So was that before or after? That was before. I skipped the part. Let me back up. So, remember around 9:30, was that the next morning? Yes. So, that next morning, her cousins, like, she had her cousins in town. So, she was like, I'm going to try to hook you up with my cousins. And I was like, I'm good. I'm good. Even though that's what, like, most weddings is, like, hookup city. But I was like, I'm good. And so, she was like, I need you to take them. That's what it was. They needed to go to the bridal shop place because something was wrong with their tuxedos. So I'm in the truck with two complete strangers. Me and these two dudes. Because nobody in her family could tell them or show them where the bridal shop was. She was like, Andrew, you remember where the bridal shop was? Which I did. And so she was like, can you take them? So of course the dude, like, he was showing out, he had just bought an Escalade. This one Escalades had just dropped and was like big time, right? And so she was like, he was trying to show off like his Escalade, and he was like, yeah, you pretty, yeah. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm not interested. I'm good. But anyway, yeah, I put that in there because it's a little something in there. But he was trying to talk to me, and so I was like, yeah, I'm good. No, that's okay. All right, so get to the church. Groom shows up. Groom is like, they was like, you got to pay the preacher or no wedding is going down. So he was like, what? Like, they trying to get him to get his mind together. Finally get him to get his mind together. Balance is paid. Preacher like, all right, let's get it. Let's go. When you walk in, it was beautiful. The wedding planner did finish. It was absolutely beautiful. She absolutely pulled it off. Very last minute, she pulled it off. And they was looking for her because the wedding didn't start on time because she was getting her hair done and getting dressed. The wedding planner. So when we're getting ready to march in is when the first time that I see Gifted. So we're marching in, and Gifted was like, hey girl, like I miss you. And I was like, hey girl, I miss you. So when we're standing on the the pulpit, like we're standing like after we done marched in and everything, I whispered to Gifted, I was like, the solo you were supposed to sing, the Lord's Prayer. She's like, yeah. I was like, yeah, sing it. I don't want to sing. She's like, huh? I was like, sing it. I don't want to sing. So you too lit had done told everybody, oh yeah, girl, she gonna sing, she gonna sing, she gonna sing. Mind you, while I'm out there before the wedding start, this dude was like, ooh, and he was like, I enjoyed you. That's literally how I did him. Because that's what he was doing. He was like, I enjoyed you. You sung the house down. And I was like, what you talking about? And he was like, last weekend you sung the house down. And I was like, I don't live here. I didn't sing no house down last weekend. What you talking about? Yes, it was. It was you. I said, no, that was not me. That's another story time. No, that was not me. He was like, all right. Dang. So, marching up in the pulpit, told Gifted to sing, right? So, she was like, for real? Because Too Lit done told everybody I'm going to sing the solo. Too Lit done told people, like, girl, she done made an honor. No, I'm not. So, Gifted was like, okay. So, when it was time for me to sing the Lord's Prayer, Gifted started singing. So when Gifted started singing, Too Lit is standing up like in front of the preacher, like we're up above them. So it was like they're here, the bride and the groom is here, the preacher is here. It's like a step. So the preacher is here, and we're standing behind the preacher, like spread out, the grooms and the grooms. So she's standing down there. So when Gifted started singing, she caught me a look. Girl, she was supposed to sing anyway. Don't just volunteer me. So she sung, and like when she started singing, Too Lit caught me a look, and the preacher was like, because he knew, because Too Lit had told people that I was singing, so he was like, so she sung the Lord's Prayer, whatever, right? All the stuff is said, I do, yes, nobody interrupted, yay, woohoo, we're married, right? So we go to the reception, and the dude in the Escalade, he was like, you sure? Like, that could be you. We could be next. No, thank you. I'm good. So the preacher coming. The preacher's going, Angel, because I know him. Angel, why you ain't sing? What happened? I was waiting for you to sing. Why you ain't sing? I said, I wasn't supposed to sing in the first place. I'm not even supposed to be here. I'm not even supposed to be here. I'm a fill-in. I am a fill-in. He was like, oh, well, I wish you would have sung. And I was like, goodbye. So he started laughing when he got his plate. So Too Lit came, and Too Lit, she pulled me up out of the chair because I was sitting at the table. She pulled me up out of the chair. And so she was like, thank you. Like, she gave me a hug. She was like, thank you for everything. Thank you for standing up for me. Girl, why you ain't sing? And I was like, I wasn't supposed to sing anyway. She was like, whatever. So she went on. She was dancing and having a good time, like with her dad and all that stuff. Like they went on, had a little good time. At the end of it, was like, whoo. So while we're sitting at the table, Gifted, I was like Gifted had this look on her face, and I was like, girl, what the hell are you been? She was like, girl, I ain't got no car. I just started working. People who was supposed to bring me changed up on me. They changed their mind. So when I got here I literally just made it. I was like, okay, that's what's up. And so I was like, well, girl, I'll see you later. Like, cause I'm going home. I'm getting up on out of here. She was like, well, be careful. And I was like, well, y'all be careful on y'all way back. So I left. So months later on Facebook, the dude she was trying to hook me up with ended up hooking up with the wedding planner. They ended up having a baby. They ended up having a baby. The marriage did not last long. It lasted more like a year. And I'm not wishing bad on them or did not wish bad on them. Nobody did. Everybody was telling them, don't do it. Like, don't get married. Like, don't. Like, the stuff that was going on previous and the huge situation, people was like, do not do it. But, you know, people growing, you can't tell people nothing. Like, you can warn them and then. But she went through some hit. She went through a lot with that dude. Yeah. So anyway, that is the story time of the instant bridesmaid, which was me helping, filling in. If it was you, don't do it. I love you the most because you're definitely the dopest in real life, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.